All right, we begin our hour together with President Trump's new global tariffs. They take effect today. They've added 25% charges on all steel and aluminum imports worldwide. And this comes after a second straight day of losses across all three major U.S. stock indices. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is not ruling out a recession, but tells CBS News he believes the president's tactics will produce results.
The markets are going to learn. Let the deal maker make his deals. Let the best negotiator and the best person who cares about America, let him make the deals. It is worth it. I don't think the only reason there could possibly be a recession is because of the Biden nonsense that we had to live with. These policies produce revenues, they produce growth.
And we're also following massive cuts to the U.S. Department of Education. More than 1,300 employees were fired last night. When recent resignations are included, that has cut the agency's workforce nearly in half. The National Education Association, which represents more than 3 million teachers, said this decision, quote, will send class sizes soaring, cut job training programs, end quote, and result in cuts to special education services. We've got team coverage for you on this morning. CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small is following the stopgap funding bill that was narrowly passed by the House just last night. But let's begin with Natalie Brand at the White House. Natalie, what more do we know about this significant workforce reduction, as they describe it, at the Department of Education today?
Good morning, Errol. Well, keep in mind the Department of Education was already a very small department with a little more than 4,100 employees. Now that is going to be reduced by nearly 50%. This is a department that enforces non-discrimination policies and distributes federal aid. Now, notably, the department and the secretary, in announcing this reduction in force, said the department will continue to deliver on all programs in statute approved by Congress. That includes student loans, Pell Grants, funding for special needs students, etc. In announcing this move, the department says it's part of the streamlining commitment to efficiency and accountability. But as you noted, a lot of teachers groups, education groups, Democratic lawmakers slamming this move, saying that, the impacts are going to be significant, especially to the most vulnerable students. A lot of questions remain about how the reduced staff and the cuts to this department will impact the disbursement of the funding that it provides.
And Natalie, on the other big topic, we're looking into tariffs that all of us in the U.S. will be paying for effectively. Which industries will be impacted, and how much steel and aluminum does the U.S. import?
Yeah, well, according to estimates from the Council on Foreign Relations, about 50% of aluminum in the U.S. is imported and about 25% of steel. Now, these tariffs are expected to boost U.S. steel production, but still a lot of industries that rely on foreign imports are nervous. That includes construction, automakers, electrical industries. If you think about soda cans relying on aluminum. I spoke to the CEO of the National Association of Home Builders, who says they don't like tariffs, but they're also trying to take a wait-and-see approach to this. He said the impacts may not really be known for several months, but that he has seen some estimates that this could increase the price of a new home, for instance, to up to $10,000. Take a listen to more of our conversation.
Well, as prices go up, we're going to have to, there's two ways that they're going to get absorbed. One is by the builder, which eats into the builder's margins. Or two, and probably the most likely scenarios, those costs are going to be passed on to the ultimate homeowner or renter in the form of higher costs.
Now, U.S. steel and aluminum companies, of course, applauding this move as, again, it's intended to spur their development and investment here in the U.S. In a statement, the Steel Manufacturers Association says the revised tariff will ensure that steelmakers in America can continue to create new high-paying jobs and make greater investments, knowing that they will not be undercut by unfair trade practices. The home builder's CEO says that's a good thing, but at the same time, it could take years to scale up that production here in the United States, Errol.
Really important information there. Natalie Brand at the White House. Thank you, Natalie.